My name is John Anastasi. I'm a hematopathologist. I work at the University of Chicago, where I mostly work at the microscope diagnosing hematologic malignancies, and I look at blood smears, bone marrows, lymph node biopsies, and work very closely with our hematologists and oncologists. So actually, when Dr. Hoffman asked me to join the book for the 5th edition, I was very excited to do so because, he acknowledges the fact that we still need microscopy, we still need to have images, and some of the images in the older editions were getting a little bit old. He had a lot of black and white images, so he asked me to upgrade those and to add images where I thought they were needed. So it's exactly what I like to do, and then I was really delighted to be part of it. And I've done the same on the 6th edition as well, upgrading the images and adding as many as I can. And I think it's good for the reader, because as the reader is looking at or reading about the different diseases, they have something that they can look at. And many of the hematologists will be actually looking at peripheral blood smears and bone marrow. So I think improving the images of the book was very useful to update it, because there have been some changes in the way we diagnose things, or some of the classification systems and stuff. What I've tried to do with many of the illustrations is to try to be as instructive as I can, so that the reader can look at it and quickly understand what I'm trying to show. And what I mean by that is, rather than just give one picture, I've made these collages where there could be up to 5 or 10 images in a single collage. And basically what I like to try to do with that is to either perhaps show them different aspects of the morphology. For example, if we're looking at an acute leukemia, it's good to see what the cells look like in the blood. It's good to see what the cells look like on the aspirate, the bone marrow aspirate, and to see what the cells look like on the biopsy, as well as to put some of the special studies that we do, like immunostains and flow cytometry. So in one image you can see the whole spectrum of what we deal with in pathology to make a diagnosis. There's some other examples. For example, when I made the illustration for megaloblastic anemia, I tried to show what normal cells look like and put it right next to the bone marrow findings from megaloblastic anemia, and it's quite striking when you can see the abnormality next to a normal. So those are some of the things that I've tried to do, which, to be honest with you, I haven't seen that much in other books, and it was sort of fun to do that. Another thing that I tried to do is when in one chapter they were talking about one disease, but there are different faces of that different disease. Like, for example, in lymphomas, there's quite a few types of lymphomas. I tried to be very consistent with the way I took the images for that lymphoma, for the different lymphomas, and so you have maybe 10 or 15 different images of lymphoma, but they're all similar, so you can sort of flip through the pages and see how they compare to one another. I mean, a lot of this is what a pathologist will do, but I still think it's useful for hematologists to understand those differences and to see, what we face when we're trying to classify a lymphoma. Well, I think the fact that the book is now electronic makes it really useful to flip through it and to skim through chapters and to look at pictures, to look at some of the illustrations I've done. I had a fun time looking last night at the e-book and flipping through, and I think people like to sort of look at images, and I think I've done as best I could, trying to put as many images as I could in it.